The next day, Toby and Henrietta asked Sir Topham Hatt if they could go and look for Elsie on Toby's old line. I'll see what I can do, he said. But until then, meet me at the yards in like a week. All right then, sir, said Toby, and he and Henrietta puffed away. Throughout the whole week, Toby was excited and boasted about it endlessly, much to the annoyance of the other engines, especially Gordon and James, who didn't believe it. But I'm telling you, said Toby, it's true. No, it isn't, said Gordon. Besides, you're just making that up, just like that story you made up last night. Oh, come on, said Toby, it wasn't that bad, and plus it's a true story. Yeah, I'm sorry, Toby, but that story was terrible, said James. Anyways, I doubt that Elsie is also real as well. Now you listen here, shouted Henrietta. I'll have you know that me and Toby should know that she is real, for we used to work with her on our old line, as he said last night. Yeah, sure, said Gordon. Toby was about to reply when a Class 08 shunter who looked very much like Diesel pulled up, and Sir Topham Hatt stepped down from the cab of the engine. Everyone, meet William. He is a new engine who will be working here on Sodor, and plus he will be helping out with the search for Elsie. Yes, indeed, said William. Now let's go, shall we? Why, of course, said Toby. And with that, they puffed away. At last, it wasn't long until they arrived at the junction which led to Toby's old shed. Ah, here we are, said Toby. Now let's head there and investigate. And so they did. Sir Topham Hatt stepped out of Toby's cab. And with that, they continued down the line. But when they got there, they were surprised to find that there was nothing inside the shed. Even the workmen decided to go in there and check. But there was still nothing. There must be something behind the shed, said one. We'll go and inspect. And so they did. And when they looked at the back of the shed, they were absolutely surprised to find nothing. Absolutely nothing, snapped one. Just a bunch of bushes and trees, and some old rails as well. I knew there was nothing, said another. Well, we should probably head back and explain the bad news. Just then it wasn't long until they heard a voice. Hello? Who said that, said one. I think it must be in the trees and bushes over there, said another. We should go and check. So they did. They then noticed a large rock and moved it. And when they did, they saw something. It looked like an old luggage van. The workmen then walked to the front. Excuse me, they said. But are you Elsie? Yes, said the luggage van. How did you get here, said one. Well, she said, after the line closed down, Toby and Henrietta hid me at the back of their shed. But when it was being connected with another branch line, some other workmen hid me back here and began to dump some of this bad coal back here as well. The workmen were astonished and quickly left to go and break the news. Don't worry, they said. We'll get you out of here. and they left. Soon they arrived back with good news. So, was there any... Yes, there was something back there. It was indeed Elsie, said a workman. She is there, cried Henrietta. Well then, said Sir Topham Hatt, let's go and move her. Soon the workmen removed the wall at the back of the shed. They took down the old boards and moved them aside, so that William and Toby could pull Elsie back onto the rails. And since there conveniently had been some more rails nearby, the workmen used it to help pull Elsie back onto the rails as well. She was very happy to be pulled out, and was also very happy to be united with her friends again. Toby! Henrietta, she cried. Where have you guys been? Well, Henrietta's at the switch right now, but we've been fine. How about you? I've been better, she said. Ah, Elsie, said Sir Topham Hatt. I'm glad we finally found you. Now we can take you to be restored. And afterwards, you can act as Toby and Thomas's luggage van. Oh, thank you, sir, but who's Thomas? We'll explain later, said Toby. Right now, we need to get you to the works immediately. At last, they loaded Elsie onto one of the flatbeds and puffed and left. Boy, do I wonder how Gordon and James are going to react to this, said Toby, as they left, knowing that they had finally found Elsie.